Let's go. Let's freaking go. I'm so fired up. Man, I cannot wait to share with you what I figured out about Mike Denbrock earlier today with my research. Also, Matt House, someone that I'm not necessarily on fire about, which is why we have the poll question, what it is now. Would you prefer Durante Jones or would you prefer, or would you prefer Matt House? We welcome in a lot of our viewers from Are You Serious Sports. Thanks to Blake for having me on. Full disclosure, I have been having internet issues all day, and it's hard as heck to do a live stream when the back in your mind is telling you that the internet is going to crap out yet again. And that's why we're going to have a fun live stream regardless. F my internet connection. I don't care. I will do the live stream in Morse code. Okay. I'm pretty fired up about tonight. For some reason, I'm feeling juicy tonight. I'm feeling ready to go. I feel as if a lot of you are getting some last second Christmas shopping in. I feel as if a lot of you are trying to sweat out your fantasy lineups right now. Some of you are probably cheering for Jalen Hurts. Are you kidding me? Jalen Hurts? I am too. I need him to score again. I haven't been able to see any of the games because I've been so deep into this research on Mike Denbrock and Matt House. We welcome in Johnny 5. We welcome in JJ. Jared, one of the big leaders of PHL. I will also say this. Jared has also seen our new shirt design, which is coming out. Yeah, we got some new merch coming out. And guess what? I got to shout out my guy, Johnny. Okay, Johnny, we got 2X, baby. This is part of the reason why I did the merch switch up, right? I'm working with one of our viewers. I am a big believer in working local. And Scott, one of you guys know Scott. He's actually designing and taking care of all of this for me. And I want to put money in his pocket as well as we do this. As you guys know, I put you guys first all the time. I really do. I want to support each and every one of you and your business ventures this holiday season as well. So if you do have a business, I'm interested because I'm not going to lie, keep this a secret. Okay. Shh. I haven't gotten Haley's Christmas present yet. And I know Danielle is about to destroy me for that, right? But women all know that men wait till the very last second to get their significant other a Christmas gift. Jared, I'm really excited. Blake will be one of our first few guests here. So we'll have Van Lathan, and I think Blake is next up. Dion, good to see you, man. I love those eyes, Dion. Look at that, man. You got like, I don't know what's going on here, and you got a nice beard as well. Go ahead, Dion. We're big beard people on PHL. Devon, I'm not going to make this another Kayshawn chat tonight. I wish him nothing but the best in whatever he decides to do because I do support all players unless, of course, they go to Alabama. I think he should feel pretty good, though. I think Kayshawn is going to stay. Big Al, I'm telling you, we are in your thoughts. We are in your thoughts. No, that's not what I'm saying. You're in our thoughts, Big Al, as you go through a tough time right now. I hope your wife is feeling a lot better. Big Al, you have my direct line. Hit me up anytime. Ed, good to see you, man. I see you in the Christmas shirt here. I like it, man. This poll is tough because Durante is gone. If Durante was staying, they wouldn't fire the linebacker coach when the rumored DC is a linebacker coach. I don't follow that logic at all, honestly, because if this were true, that means that they would have already fired Durante, right? Unless they were going to keep Durante around as safeties coach. Here's something that I tend to like to remind everyone when there's a coaching search going on. Consider everything and believe nothing, right? Because wouldn't Durante have already packed his bags as well if he knew for sure that everything was about to come crashing down? Danny? Shh. Shh. Huh? I knew you were going to come after me for that. Jared, thank you so much. So, yeah, Danielle, it's a little bit easier because, like, you're in the chat, your husband's not, or you might be, but still, it's a lot easier. And my girlfriend likes football, but still. No, I do have something planned for Haley, and it's currently being produced. Ooh. What's up, Ulysses? Good to see you, ASAP. Tiger fan from the Ozarks. Neil, what's up, man? Good to see you. Ozarks as in Ozarks, like the Ozarks in Arkansas. It's pretty cool stuff, man. I grew up in South Arkansas. This is actually the best gift right here. I love you so much, baby. Here's a merch from our dear beloved YouTube channel. But yeah, the bottom line, Jason, one of our top super chatters, thank you so much. I wouldn't be where I am without Jason, one of the many super dads at PHL. And look what we have here. Jason with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. Saw Lon post Clark won't be playing in the bowl game. I really don't trust Lon, but have you heard? The bottom line is pretty simple, okay? Number one, if Clark decides to opt out of the bowl game, I fully support him. Okay? This is a guy who has been driven through the mud, okay? And it's pretty funny that the two most criticized players on last year's team ended up being the two best players on our team, right? Devon Clark and Cordell Flott. And Neil Farrell also kind of came out of nowhere. And Neil Farrell has already opted out. I haven't heard anything yet. Lon is really plugged in. He also gets some things wrong. So, Jason, I'm going to say that Lon is wrong just because I want to see Devon Clark out there one final time. If you're new to the channel, I'm a big Devon Clark fan. I always cheer for players that are comeback stories. I always cheer for 3 stars. I always cheer for the underdog, which is part of the reason why Jeremy Hill was our first ever guest on here, because Jay Hill had the underdog mentality. Once again, anything I say tonight is not going to be nearly as cool as what Jay Hill said to all of you. And next Thursday, I've got a really good story for you. Van Lathan, who has, it's pretty interesting. It is rare for me to say a media, oh, Jason, you are going to the game. We need to meet up for sure. I need to meet up with all you. It is rare for me to say this, but Van Lathan has actually accomplished everything you could accomplish in media. Has broken major national stories. He won a freaking Oscar this year. But Van, I didn't know Van prior to this. I didn't know Jeremy Hill prior to this. This channel is opening up a lot of really cool connections for us to grow. Van is going to share with us what he loves most, which is LSU football. I mean, he's ridiculous. His LSU encyclopedic knowledge is crazy, considering like sports is not his full-time job. So Van is going to share everything he knew from growing up in Baton Rouge, moving to LA, and pretty much living the freaking dream. And it's rare I get jealous of what other people accomplish, but to do everything this guy did and then just win an Oscar, I mean, you can't beat it. So he's going to share some pretty incredible stories throughout his career. That'll be on Thursday, 2 days before Christmas. I want to see Clark play. I'm taking my son to the game. Yeah, Devon Clark is one of those guys you want to tell your grandkids about, right? Because his name was driven through the mud last year. And I defended him for the most part. Once again, his run defense, gap reading can be really off. but at the same time, our defensive line never two gapped. So it made it hard to do that thing. And he just became better. He just became smarter. His work ethic is unparalleled. Everyone will tell you that surrounding the program. So, Jason, I could talk about Devon Clark. I hope you keep super chatting about Devon Clark because we don't talk enough about the positives surrounding this football team. And once again, I will fight back against this notion that the 6-6 team was because guys didn't play hard. That's the exact opposite. Once again, outside of the Kentucky game, that was the only time where I was like, okay, we're kind of sort of giving up, kind of not in it. That was the only time I felt watching tape where that was the case. Our guys fought their rear ends off, and we had a really strong close to the year. We had a damn good November. So, and I'm not supposed to say D word. Probably got demonetized for this video. Who cares? I'm that proud of this football team. And look, the bottom line here is this bowl game is not going to be fun to watch, right? Kansas State is a non-traditional power. They do have history, of course, with Bill Snyder, Michael Bishop, Darren Sproles, for you Saints fans out there. It's a lot of fun, right? It's cool to see Kansas State. Or is it? They play kind of a boring brand of football, and we are going to more than likely trot out there a walk-on quarterback at this point. So, yes, I'm really excited. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make it to the bowl game, but at the same time, let's be honest, guys, it sucks, right? It sucks going into this matchup. Normally, LSU does play a sexy bowl matchup when we don't play a traditional power like Notre Dame or Oklahoma in the bowl season, Clemson, obviously, in recent years. We normally play a team with a pretty high-profile player. We've gotten to play freaking Patrick Mahomes. We've gotten to play Lamar Jackson in bowl seasons. And lucky enough, we're able to win both of those games. So, yeah, this is probably the least exciting bowl matchup you can think of, especially if we start a walk-on quarterback. So, still, it's funny, Jason, how many viewers have shared that they're actually going to the bowl game. And what's even crazier, as Jared Addison, one of our super chatters, he's the biggest LSU basketball fan on this channel. The Dale Brown court thing is the same night as the LSU football game. So I'm still shocked how many people are actually making this trip. Devon looked scared in 2020. This year he was making guys hold his pockets as well as hold his own in coverage. Late first Isaiah Simmons type. LFG. I love it. Yeah, he's got some Isaiah Simmons to his game. I am going to be very interested to see what Devon Clark runs in the 40, considering how many really fast players he just caught from behind. If there was one thing Devon Clark was better than Brady James and Devin White and all these great linebackers, Devon Clark can make tackles 30 yards down the field better than any football player I've ever seen. How many times have you seen this guy chase someone down? He's ridiculous. So, yeah, it's true. He did play a little timid, but he did get better as his confidence got better. And Max, a lot of that is due to the linebacker coach that we just told to pack his bags. Or maybe Blake Baker found another opportunity. I know a lot of people would be interested in having him as a defensive coordinator. So, yeah, that's absolutely great. It's absolutely great. So, yeah, I mean, Cordell Flott was just fantastic. A lot of people were, Danielle, and this is what's great, right? When I say something that a lot of people view as negative, I'm not high on Matt House as a defensive coordinator. If we do hire him, I freaking hope he brings a Bill Belichick type of defense to our team, right? I'm going to cheer and hope that I am wrong about stuff that doesn't paint LSU in the absolute most positive light. I hope I'm always wrong. I hope we're 2019 all over again. Still, we'll see. We'll see. This is also true about Devin White. Yeah, it sucks ASAP. There's just no other way around it, right? Matthew, I know that's being rumored a bunch. I could see it happen. You want to know what the truth is? If Zach Van Rosenberg stayed, an extra year, he would probably be the quarterback. Um, do you know what's funny about this, Marty? I love the blue horse. I don't know what it stands for, but it's interesting. Uh, I reached out to someone I trust who knows like the coaching industry pretty well, and they told me that Brad White was the guy who took Josh Allen to the next level. Just sharing what I hope it's Matt House, right? I hope Matt House was the one who did that. So we'll see. But it is a good point. The bottom line is the defensive coordinator who took Josh Allen to the next level was Matt House. And for those that aren't familiar with Josh White is a pass rusher on the Jaguars. He was taken Josh Allen. He has the same name as the Bills quarterback, but he was a really good pass rusher for Kentucky, right? So here's what we'll do, okay? A little bit later, or I could do it now. I'm going to share with you some of the research I've done on Brad House. I keep saying Brad House. Matt House, right? So it's interesting. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing about it, ASAP Justice, is that players that don't take it personal can always make a 180-degree turn, right? Especially, it's a little bit different as well with Devon Clark and Cordell Flott because the few snaps that they played in 2019, they were actually really good football players. Now, they were used as kind of gadget backup guys by Aranda that was only used in a few sub packages, but they were good football players, right? And then in obviously 2020, they fell off a cliff, but then in 2021, they were phenomenal. I think Cordell Flott's got an interesting NFL decision. I do think he comes back, though. Am I long in the face? I'm feeling great. I'm with you guys, man. I'm feeling good. We might have an extra dog staying with us during the holidays. I'm pretty excited about that. I like showing you guys new dogs, right? Z Baby and Haley is currently out on the town with some of their extended family that's in town right now. And I don't know what they're doing. I don't. And I think Haley took my card. So that's going to be the excuse I give when I say, babe, I didn't get you a Christmas gift because you had my card the entire time. Which sometimes she does she does have it for a while, but still. Oh, the horse. Huh? I long in the face. It's true, DBU7. I give you that. It's interesting because the Chiefs have two linebacker coaches, right? They have Matt House and they also have Ken Flajoy. I don't know how to say his last name. Something else that's really interesting about that DBU7 is Matt House was the Kansas City Chiefs paid his buyout, right? So his buyout was taken care of by the Chiefs, which is interesting. It was a $150,000 buyout, and I don't know, that whole thing was just kind of strange. House going from Kentucky to Kansas City was always kind of weird to me. It's very strange. Jason, I don't have tickets yet. That's the thing. I gotta kind of sort of need to figure this out. I need to figure out how to get down there. I don't have a car. I don't have a place to stay yet. I have a few buddies down in Houston. I think that could take care of me. Well, it's a sign I'm getting fat. I still have some chicken wing juice on my hands, and I washed them before the thing, but I didn't wash them good. So I still got some lemon pepper I got to rub off my hands here. That's what happens when you're chunky, right? We can't be all like DBU7 showing off the abs. Here's my thing, DBU7. You've had this photo up for a while, right? Are you still this ripped? That's what I want to know, right? If you are, that's pretty impressive. Destroy the like button. Bowtie Freddy. First time in the chat, but I've been watching a couple of weeks and I love your show. Bowtie Freddy. I love the avatar, man. It looks like you are deep into your sermon or your song, or potentially what would be very interesting, your stand-up comedy routine. I don't know what you're doing here. We got the word edge in the background, so an interesting background here. So welcome to the channel. I love the name as well. So we got a great avatar. We got you deep into your vibes here, and we got a cool name. It's a triple threat right here, Bowtie Freddy. You get to pick the next question. Let me know, man. Everyone, welcome Bowtie Freddy to the chat. Welcome all our friends at Are You Serious? Welcome Blake, who's in the chat right now. Blake doesn't know it, but he'll probably be our next guest after Van. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Blake also joined me. I do some ESPN radio stuff in South Carolina. Worship pastor singing. There we go. Bowtie Freddy, praising the Lord this holiday season. God is good all the time. There you go, Bowtie. There you go. And by the way, we welcome in all faiths and all backgrounds to this channel. Shout out to you, Bowtie. Appreciate it. Yo, it's my favorite YouTuber. Let's go. Another great avatar here. Even though DC forever LSU, I do like the avatar. I would much prefer it be you. As much as I love seeing Joe Burrow holding up the trophy, what's better than that? I want to see what DC forever LSU looks like. Yeah, Nick Bolton. I'm actually 8 pounds bigger going into 22. Huh? I love it. Jesse, are you going to get Haley my Christmas gift? I need you to do it for me, Jesse. Jesse was our first ever Leonard Fournette card winner, right? Master Blaster's not in here. Cliff's not in here. So I want to show you guys this. Not a tease. I'll show you some of this research. So what you're looking at here is I'm 10 pounds bigger. So this is Matt House's yards per play and yard per pass attempts as defensive coordinator. So Matt House, as you guys can see, was a DC at 2013 and 2014 at Pitt. That first year he had Aaron Donald. And as you could see, Pitt was never top 60 in yards per play. And their numbers weren't really all that great if you look at the ACC numbers to the far right. So the first two columns are the national yard per play numbers, okay? The second two columns are, or the first column is yards per play. The second column is yards per pass attempt. The third column is yard per play, but it's Power 5 adjusted for the conference, right? So it's how you rank in your conference just using Power 5 numbers. And the same thing is true for yards per pass attempt. Okay, so that's the key. And the number one thing you see here is Matt House has never had an elite defense outside of his final year at Kentucky in 2018, which is kind of interesting, right? He's never been a dominant defensive coordinator, once again, outside of that final year in 2018, where he had top 3 round draft picks, 1 a defensive end and 2 in the secondary. So, you know, when you look at these numbers, Matt House, he's still really young. He's only 43, 44 years of age. You know, these were when he was super young. He was a super young DC at this time. But as you can see, he's never been elite as a defensive coordinator, okay? Even if you Power 5 adjust the numbers and you just compare conference opponents, it's not really that great. The Master Blaster. So there you go. I'm going to let you guys take those numbers in. And that Kentucky defense was really good. You know, what's really interesting is that Kentucky defense had one of the better defensive performances I can remember in their bowl game. They played a Penn State team with Trace McSorley at quarterback, and that was a loaded team. That was Miles Sanders at running back, Pat Fearmouth at tight end. Their wide receivers are really good as well. Josh Doxson. I think Chris Godwin was on that offense. No. He was 2017 class. So I forgot the wide receivers, but they had some good receivers on that team. And Kentucky shut them down. It took some late touchdowns for that game to even become competitive. So, Matt House, as you can see with these numbers, outside of that 2018 season, even when he had Aaron Donald, he never was an elite defensive coordinator. Okay? Let me know if you guys like banners like this. I know it's kind of weird to see my face. And let me know if you guys like stuff like this. We had this for the Jeremy Hill interview, this picture of Jeremy Hill and Tom Brady. Here's a photo to make you guys feel great. Walker Howard, Jordan Allen, Elite Neighbors, Jack Besh, and our guy right in the middle, that's LaTerrence Welsh. So really cool stuff right there. Carver says Durante Jones deserves another shot and run the defense the way that he wants. This bowl game is huge for Coach Jones. And that might be a reason why Devon Clark wants to play, right? To show out for Coach Jones, right? So we'll see. So, Marty, I am glad you brought this up, okay? This is what's going to make Marty blow his mind here is Pitt actually was top 10 in the country, fewest defensive plays per game. So what does that mean? Well, that means Pitt's offense was on the field for long periods of time, which makes it better for your defenses. I could pull it up. I actually cut it out of that graphic to make it look a little better. But Pitt in 2013 averaged 67.9 defensive plays per game. That was 17th in the country, 17th lowest. Pitt in 2014 averaged 67.3 plays per game, which was 10th. Then at Florida International, Kentucky, his final 2 years, he was both in the top 60 in plays per game. So that's the thing, right? The numbers are actually pretty good. They're really good, actually, in that they were favorable for Matt House to have great defenses, and he just didn't. Pitt's defenses were never great. They were okay. They weren't bad. They didn't have really anyone else outside of Aaron Donald. They even used James Conner as a situational pass rusher at times. So, yeah, they didn't have elite talent, but at the same time, we have a 5-year sample of Matt House calling defenses, and it's mostly meh. You guys saw the yard per play numbers, okay? It's not really that great. So, it's just what the numbers say. Once again, that's not my personal feeling. It's just how I interpret those numbers at the same time. I think a lot of you would agree 9th out of 14 and 10th out of 14 in the ACC is not really all that wonderful. Now, I will say the ACC was tougher then at that time. That 2013, 2014, that was when Jameis Winston was there. Clemson had great offenses and so on and so on. But it is very interesting. How does Durante's 1-year stats compare to House's average 1-year stats? So this is where we get into a difficult argument right here. Not an argument, but discussion. This is my biggest concern with Durante Jones, right? I'm not necessarily on fire about Durante, right? Because, look, we saw what happened at the beginning of the year, and we saw what happened at the end of the year, okay? I would be a little bit on fire about Durante if this one simple question was confirmed, okay? Just one simple question. Why did the defense change? Okay. Why did it change? Was this the defense that you wanted to run all year? Okay. Until someone gets Durante on the record, and I want to say this, if anyone close to Durante Jones can tell Durante we would give him the open floor on this channel to share what exactly happened, even if he's not the defensive coordinator or if he is the defensive coordinator. I would love to pick his brain about what exactly happened. Until we know that, I can't fully endorse him as the next defensive coordinator. I just can't, right? I like Durante a lot. I hope he stays personally because this guy went through it. And I hate it for every position coach who left their current jobs to come coach under the worst head coach in the SEC in 2021, which was unquestionably Ed Orgeron. He really fumbled the bag here. Once again, I like Coach O. I'm just saying a lot of these position coaches were put in a very raw deal this year with the injuries, and then of course Ed just falling off a cliff. Coach O is way too talented to have what happened happen, but it was just a comedy of errors, right? And that's the thing. That's the thing. This is I don't know. I don't know because Ed said it was Lane Kiffin who told him to change. It was his revelation that the run defense in the 4-3 can't work, which kind of doesn't make sense. If you knew that, you should have known that after the UCLA game. You should have known that after all the games from last year, but you decided to try out the same defense? Or was that Durante doing what it could have been a scenario? And this happens a lot. And a lot of you are you work jobs where you're trying to impress your boss. Maybe Durante, maybe the issue here was Durante was running a defense that he knew would please Ed Orgeron because Durante was given this absolutely ridiculous opportunity by Coach O basically out of nowhere, right? Durante wasn't really being considered, from what I know, for any defensive coordinator jobs. So if you're gifted the opportunity, you might have said to yourself, look, I wanted to run the defense that I thought Coach O wanted to run. That very well could be the case. DRC changed his photo. About time. It's good to see you, DRC. I'm not going to lie. I always did like the Navy emblem. I thought that was really cool. Good to have you here tonight. But this is the thing, Brian. I don't know. I don't, right? Because we have no history of Durante's play calling. So that's the thing. When it comes to coaching, consider everything and believe nothing. Okay? Now, here's what I'll do. A lot of you probably want to discuss Mike Denbrock. I like Mike Denbrock a lot, but I'll keep it on the Matt House discussion and Durante Jones discussion because that still is our poll question. But if you guys want to get into Denbrock, that stat you just saw, I ran those numbers from Denbrock as well. So here's what I'll do. If somebody super chats, we'll go into Denbrock and I'll show you all the numbers. But for now, we'll keep it on Matt House. Or, as you guys could tell from the bottom scroll right here, if you guys Venmo, Cash App, or Super Chat, I'll go immediately to your question. It could be recruiting, Harold Perkins. It could be you guys wanted to randomly discuss Terrence Tolliver or whatever. We'll talk anything LSU football related. Let's go. Let's go. I'm fired up, guy. I'm fired up. Let's go. Whew. 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 Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Mullins better than Denbrock? Very interesting, Max. So let's put this super chat question up. Okay. So Durante Jones, interesting. FRVTB, stop that. Are you special or something? What are you talking about? I'm fired up. I don't even know who you are. Is first time commenting? Are you special? What does that mean? People always hating. People always hating, baby. Okay, Max, I'm going to put this poll question up just for you. We'll let the people of PHL decide your super chat here, Max. I know, Carvis. I mean, I'll do what I want on this channel, baby. Do you just want a regular talking head, or do you want someone fired up? That's my question. People get bothered when I say "let's go" at the beginning of every video. Guys, this is college football. It's supposed to be fun, right? You're supposed to have some energy. You're supposed to have some juice, right? That's why I vibe so well with Blake, right? Blake takes this serious, but at the same time, he has fun with it, right? Zachary, you missed anything and everything, right? Let's go. Let's go. Scott, let's go. So Scott was the one who designed our new shirts. You guys are going to love it. I can't wait. Can't freaking wait. Let him know. I'm telling you, every time I get a real hater comment, it's always that person's first ever comment. It always is. Let's go. Larry and Guy. Oh, are you a lawyer? Are you really a lawyer? Jones favored because almost anyone more qualified than House. What is Kelly doing for real? Don't think he understands what he's playing with in the SEC is going to be like. So I'll say this. I'll keep this name anonymous because he does, consult for coaching opportunities. I did get a text earlier today. Full disclosure, I ran these Matt House numbers yesterday, and I was a little shocked that he hasn't been really that good, and that he was being considered for the Auburn and Tennessee jobs this all season. Once again, he's very young. 43 is pretty young, and he was also very young when he was a defensive coordinator at these jobs, right? It's all right. Roby wants to talk Harold Perkins. I'm down to talk some Harold Perkins. So yeah. The bottom line is, here's my thing. Okay. Someone brought this up to me. They're like, well, Carter, Matt House has more SEC experience than Durante Jones, which is simply not true. Matt House has 2 deep coordinating experience. Durante has 1, and Matt House has no play calling experience in the last 3 years. Okay. And this is, to me, another interesting kicker is that there are some people around Kentucky, including the head coach himself, who thinks part of the reason why House left a defensive coordinator job to go be a position coach in the NFL is because of the recruiting aspect of it. Now, I'm a little bit different. You guys know how I feel about coordinators when it comes to recruiting. I just don't think it's as important for a coordinator to be an elite recruit. Your head coach can handle all that. You worry about calling the plays, but you got to do some recruiting, right? That does concern me just a little bit. It really does. So yeah. Mullen is a strictly X's and O's guy. Roby, before we get to your whole Perkins, we'll let Max defend his Dan Mullen comment. Nobody could tell me that Mullen has a better offensive mind than Denbrock. Okay? So here's my follow-up to that. All right. The bottom line is this, Max. Denbrock's really good. No one's saying that Dan Mullen is not a better play caller, but Denbrock is in a better state of mind than Dan Mullen right now. That's also something else. You guys should see my inbox full of people saying, Carter, we should go after Urban Meyer. We should go after Urban Meyer. I was like, really? You're not getting Ohio State Urban Meyer. You're not getting Tim Tebow Urban Meyer. You're not getting Chris Leak Urban Meyer. You're not getting Brian Johnson, Utah Urban Meyer. So understand that coach's mindset changes. as you guys have seen over the past couple of seasons. When you actually get money, when you actually get success, some coaches burn out. And I think Dan Mullen is more burnt than AJ Terrell and man coverage versus Jamar Chase. Now let's go to Roby's super chat here. Here's $15 to go to the Harold Perkins Fund. Let's go. I love it. So Blanche with the super chat. Let me talk some Harold Perkins really quickly for Roby. Roby also super chatted during the Jeremy Hill interview. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Roby, one of our many Mobile, Alabama PHLers. So Haley's family from Mobile is in town. I should just hop back with them, get in the car with them and go back, because there's plenty of places I could stay in Mobile, apparently. I could stay with Roby. I could stay with Jared. I could stay with Towboat. I could stay with Ultra. I could stay with so many of you. Now, I want you to know, all I ask for is water, good Wi-Fi, and lemon pepper chicken wings. That's all I need. I'll bring my own toothbrush. I'll bring my own Zimas. I'll take care of that, right? Now, you're going to have to give me a ride because I don't have a car. But I'll come to Mobile. Well, actually, I'm riding back with them. I'll ride back with them. I'll come stay. I'll come live with you guys. I'll just come live with you guys. So, Roby, the bottom line is Harold Perkins is a real deal. He should be recruit number one. He honestly is the number one uncommitted recruit right now, period, for everybody. Now, here's the thing, Roby, about Harold Perkins. Will he, and let me know what you think about him, Roby. Man, I just think he's so good. I really do. And I'm not the only one. Every single one of you watching this that's seen this kid play is like your jaw drops. But still, let's go, Harold Perkins. Let's go. Let's go. Now, I'll say this as far as Durante Jones. Blanche understands this. Okay, Blanche gets where I'm coming from. Consider everything, believe nothing. Do that in everything in life, right? Always be skeptical of things. It's perfectly fine to do that. Perfectly fine. Oh, yeah, the Senior Bowl is coming up. So Durante's not been fired. He's still in play. He's still coaching. He's getting ready for the bowl game, right? I'll say this. Without knowing the truth, without me being able to ask Durante what exactly happened this year, just based on what I've seen, I would still take Durante over Matt House right now. I would. I just don't get the Matt House thing. Unless there's something about what's happened in Kansas City that makes you say, okay, that's our guy. I just don't know. Harold Perkins is such a normal name. He has to be a totally abnormal football player. This could be it too, Roby. I don't know if Harold Perkins... I don't know if linebacker is his best position, right? And I'm not the only one who feels this way. He's good at a lot of different things, right? I don't know, Roby. His running back and like slot receiver stuff, or his catching out of the backfield is truly insane. He's truly an insane human being. And he's a superstar. He's got that superstar look. He's got that superstar quality. So yeah. Carl the Cat, what's good? Saban is really smart. He can convince Mullen to be an analyst for a year and then promote him after he recovers. That's what I think is going to happen. And by the way, you guys know who my number one player in the portal was. You saw what happened. All right. I want to see my diehard PHLers. Okay. I've said this young man's name a lot. He was my number one player in the portal. My number one player. And where did he go? Where did he go? I know it does. It hurts. It hurts. People said the same thing about Bill O'Brien. Asked Georgia fans what they think about that offense. That wasn't Saban drawing up those plays versus Georgia. Yeah, that's true. You know, you get Bill O'Brien calling a great game there. There were some also other games that weren't so great. What's kind of interesting is not only Bill O'Brien, but Doug Marrone was their offensive line coach. And Alabama's offensive line wasn't really that good this year, right? They had Evan Neal, and that's about it. So that's a good point about Bill O'Brien, though. It really is. Starting the Hey gift fund. Zima, really? Do they still sell that? Why does it seem like I don't drink Zima. Everyone thinks I drink Zima. I drink lime beers, and I need to get one, man. I really do. But Haley's not here to get it for me, and I don't want to leave you guys. Starting the Hey gift fund. Why does it seem like big game coordinators won't accept offers from LSU? It's a good question. Okay. It's a really good question. Now, here's the first thing I would say about this, Danielle. All right. And I really do appreciate this. I don't think I'm the best. I'm each one of them are different, right? There's some guys that get really big interviews. There's some guys that are just good at everything. Obviously, you know, what Jordy's doing is just crazy. And I have zero relationship with Jordy. He was one of the few Baton Rouge media members I just didn't really know all that well. And I don't get to watch him that often, but, you know, he's obviously doing a fine job. There's a lot of really good people on LSU YouTube. Just the fact that I'm able to have my own space in this and starting to get to do interviews. We got Van freaking Lathan coming on Thursday. Really excited about that right after Jeremy Hill. And then Blake's going to be coming up. I can't wait to talk to Blake. He's going to be so phenomenal. You guys know me and Blake are like this, man. I've hardly known Blake for a few months. He sent me a daggum Christmas card with his beautiful family. It's really cool. He's just a phenomenal human being. And you guys saw on the channel, I sent him one of my favorite LSU autographs. I'm not going to say it because it does make me feel like I kind of want that card back, but it's a really cool purple on-card autograph. But that's how highly I think of him. He's just phenomenal. But I appreciate this. It's good for the good old ego, right? Rohan Davey would be a lot of fun, man. Rohan's fantastic. And he's also very underrated. Also, I wanted to throw this out here, okay? You guys know that I don't always talk about, like, the most popular LSU story. Like, you know, for me to get the most views, I should just talk about Kayshon Boutte for the next 2 hours in this Alabama crap, right? But views aren't the most important thing to me. And I'm about to do something that might lose me a few viewers because this is a lower profile LSU football player who wasn't this explosive personality, who never really was a superstar at LSU, but he was pretty daggum good. And he's had a really daggum good NFL career. I want to show some mother effing love to Quan Alexander. Okay. Now, if you're a Who Dat fan, you're going to love Quan Alexander more than people that aren't. But Quan Alexander, who is also an Alabama LSU Tiger, has only had a phenomenal career. Now, he'll never be a Pro Bowler. He'll never be, you know, Devin White. You'll never think of him the same way you think of Tyrann Mathieu or Joe Burrow or any of the greats. But all he does is just go out there and freaking mother effing produce. Like, Quan was insane at LSU. He played like 1,000 different positions for us. And the recruiting class he was in, he was the highest rated recruit. He had to carry us. Man, I freaking love me some Quan Alexander. He's just a really, really good football player. High IQ, puts in the work, fought through injury. I just freaking love that guy. Anyway, back to current stuff. I need to have a word with this incredible Blake. That is true. It is crazy how many great people there are named Blake. It's true, right? Even the coolest tennis player is named Blake, and it's his last name, James Blake. You have to admit, James Blake was just cool AF, right? No, Jared, we're close. We're close. Larry says credible sources saying that there were discussions with Tom Herman. Larry, welcome to the channel, by the way. I didn't give you a proper welcome. Welcome. Russell Gage love in here. I love it. I know there's some fellow fantasy degenerates that picked up Russell Gage, like yours truly. And look, this is typical. What Russell Gage is doing right now is just typical, right? Kyle Pitts, not doing anything. Florida Gator. Calvin Ridley, Alabama Crimson Tide, nowhere to be found. So one of our very own Louisiana 3-stars is having to carry the weight with whatever's left of Matt Ryan. Good question here, Scott. That obviously puts him in the top 15 for sure. Maybe the top 10. What's interesting is when you have a lower amount of, I've never done the 247 calculator. What's interesting is when you have a lower amount of commits, the next commit that jumps on makes your ranking a lot more volatile. So what's interesting is if Austin Osbury would have committed to LSU, he would have jumped our recruiting class all the way from number 26 to number 18 at the time. So when you have a lower amount of commits, obviously if Perkins or Matthews decides to come, if they do decide to join LSU, it would obviously we will definitely finish in the top 15. I think we're 19th right now. There's a lot of Ibieta fans in here. A lot of Mandevillians watch this channel. Tony, man, Quan was just a beast, man. Just a beast. All the injuries he's had, and he's just a beast, man. Rose getting his own show, man. I hope you guys stick with me, man. All these famous LSU football players are going to get their own show, and then y'all are just going to forget about me. Y'all are just going to forget about me. Tyrann Matthews going to have his own show. Patrick Peterson already has one of the top podcasts on the planet for football. Man, I hope you guys don't leave me. It's not my fault I couldn't crack a 5 flat in the 40. It's not my fault I was 5'7", 190. Larry says he would lose his sword if he disclosed. Hey, I respect it. I'm going to say something that's not going to make a lot of you feel warm inside. I like Tom Herman a lot. I just do. I think he got a raw deal at Texas. He only had one quarterback at Texas. I don't know if anyone's ever going to succeed at Texas. We'll see what Quinn Ewers and Sark does. But Tom Herman with our weapons, I could see it working. Got the chrome and dome. I love it. Appreciate you. Paul, you know what's funny? I honestly think half my viewers are in Alabama because, as many of you know, we have a lot of not only Alabama fans that watch the show, we have a bunch of Auburn fans that watch the show. I was able to meet one not too long ago, and it was really cool because I pulled a Derek Brown auto, and I gave it to my friend Mark, who's a fan of the show, and he's from Auburn, right? So it's pretty cool, right? It's cool to have other fan bases in here. And let me since there's 164 of you in here right now, let me ask you a question. If I started doing, and I know you guys just like LSU, but there are other SEC fan bases, and I do get asked a lot of questions about other SEC teams. Would you guys support a venture if I started talking about the entire SEC? Would you guys be interested in something like that? Obviously, as you guys know, we get really deep into LSU football. We dive really deep. We'll do random Quan Alexander references. We'll do random Jack Hunt references or whoever you want to mention. Kavara Holmes. We talked about Kavara Holmes this past weekend. Let me know if you guys would be interested. Type Y for yes, type in for no. And I want your honest response to this. Type Y for yes, type in for no if you would be interested in some of my other, if I started something that was a little bit more general SEC. Like, there's plenty of people that do general SEC stuff. Chris Gordy, who I think is the absolute best at it. The J Boy, who's just obviously phenomenal as well. So Robert, so here's the thing, Robert. I wouldn't do it on here. Like, this channel will always just be LSU. I would do a separate channel, right? I wouldn't just all of a sudden start talking about Texas A&M. So yeah. Verlin, good to hear from you. Yeah. Carson says yes. Roby says talk about everyone but Alabama. I would do my best. Ellis, good to hear from you. I love the photo as well. Always love the dual photos. BK hired Mike Elko Leonard. I'm loving this photo, man. Look at those smiles. I love it, man. BK hired Mike Elko as the defensive coordinator at Notre Dame. Elko's defensive statistics in the SEC were better at Wake Forest, and Notre Dame trusts BK's instincts for defensive coordinator hires. That is true. He also hired Brian Van Gorder, who a lot of people consider the worst defensive coordinator like ever. Jason changed his photo. It's about time, Jason. I've always wanted to know what you look like, man. You're such a big supporter of me, Jason. I really do appreciate this. Not only that you're taking your son to the bowl game. We always talk about our super dads on here. Here's another one of our super dads, King Ulysses, who I texted him once and I said, Ulysses, where are you? He said, I'm putting together a birthday party for my daughter. So that's the thing. Jason is a super dad. He's always checking in with us. He took his son on a tour of Tiger Stadium. He's taking his son to his son's first bowl game. So shout out to you, Jason, and all our super dads at PHL. And of course, our super moms like Danielle as well. You guys, can't say it enough. I was very fortunate to have my mom and my dad in my life. Wouldn't have been able to do what I'm able to do without them. And Haley's parents are a huge part of my life as well. I talk to him every day. So it is very key for all the super dads in there to keep super dadding. Okay. Ulysses, Ingram. I know Jason would love more SEC. LSU fans think because the name is mentioned that guy was offered, need to quit playing into the media and trust BK. Yeah, it's true. And here's something else, right, that really bothers me in particular about the Matt House name, okay, Jason? And I'm really glad you brought this up, okay? There is only one report that has Matt House's name mentioned for the defensive coordinatorship, and that is Football Scoop. Now, Football Scoop is based in Baton Rouge, and they are very accurate. They were the only ones that had the Brad White thing. They were right on the money about Brad White. Brad White did come to Baton Rouge, and he was interviewed. So Football Scoop is probably right that Matt House is very much a part of this coaching search. But that doesn't mean they could potentially be wrong. They very well could be wrong. So I'm really glad you brought this up, Jason, because, here's a good example of this, okay? And Adam Schefter is going to go down as one of the best NFL reporters of all time. But this is why I love you, Jason, because you always bring up a great point. And God, this fired me up. Okay. Now, Jason and everyone else, I want to ask you a question. Do you remember when the Oklahoma job was open? Okay. This drove me insane. Okay. I'm going to share a quick story and then I'm going to get to Creek Super Chat. Creek wants to talk about Dan Mullen. Creek, if you have a different question, I'll get into that as well, but we'll talk about Dan Mullen in just a second. I still got some wing pepper. I have so much lemon pepper on the wing, it just kind of just seeps in there, and the chunkiness inside of me still enjoys that flavor. Gotta love it. But quick story. So, I got to spend some time with Adam Schefter at the Super Bowl, like over a decade ago. And it wasn't at the actual Super Bowl. It was a week leading up to the Super Bowl. And, Adam Schefter's always got a phone in his hand. Like, he's just a super hard worker. The issue, though, is when you break huge stories, sometimes you have to do favors, okay? And Adam Schefter did a favor for a reporter or for an agent. When the Oklahoma job opened up, he mentioned Cliff Kingsbury's name for the opening. Cliff Kingsbury, who's got a top 5 young quarterback in the NFL, the number 1 team in the NFL. This was a few weeks ago when the Cardinals were the number 1 team in the NFL. Why on earth would Cliff Kingsbury, Oklahoma, Joe Castiglione, the best athletic director arguably in college football, would not even ever think to approach Cliff Kingsbury, and Cliff Kingsbury would never even think about leaving one of the 32 NFL jobs to leave Phoenix freaking Arizona to go to Norman, Oklahoma and get back on the recruiting trail. Adam Schefter tweeted it out that Cliff Kingsbury is out there for the Oklahoma job just to do his agent a favor. I've never seen anything like that in my life that was that egregious, right? I remember when for the Browns, Condoleezza Rice's name was mentioned. No disrespect to Condoleezza, but leaks happen and they're not always going to be accurate, especially if it's just from one person. So always keep that in mind, okay? So I'm really glad you brought that up, Jared, because, sometimes these reports are inaccurate, right? There were some people saying that Lincoln Riley, that the LSU job was signed, sealed, and delivered and agreed upon, which it never was, right? So yeah, it's crazy. Exactly, Kenneth. It's not cool. It's not cool. Like it's somewhat unethical to do that because there's no way it would. Why would that ever even happen? How Adam Schefter knows better than that. But to get sources and to break stories, sometimes you have to carry an agent's water from sometimes because agents need their coaches' names to get leaked out so they can get more money. Perfect example for people that want me to do more general SEC stuff potentially down the road. Hear me out on this. Why would the coach of the year, one of the best coaches in all of college football last year, Sam Pittman, leave his longtime agent to get Jimmy Sexton? Because Sam Pittman wants more money. Right? So that's how this stuff works. It's business. Good question here. So I did some research on this today, Larry. Spoke to a source, and also spoke to a writer, okay, who covers Notre Dame, and he was also a coach as well. His name is Brian Driscoll, very good Notre Dame writer. And I reached out to him, and I said, why when Mike Denbrock called, Notre Dame's 2015 offense was one of the best offenses I've seen, knowing that Deshaun Kaiser was the quarterback for that offense. Kaiser's not that good, as many of you know. But Denbrock got him a second-round draft pick. So why do that? Well, the first thing is they hired Mike. God, there's just too many Mikes. What's his last name? Spencer or something like that. He's currently the offensive coordinator of Colorado, and he's not good at that either. And his dad wasn't a good coach either. His name slips my mind right now. I could look it up. I don't know why. I don't know why Kelly stripped Denbrock of his play calling duties in 2015 when his offenses were phenomenal. He made Denbrock the associate head coach, but they let the other guy call the plays, and he wasn't good. He really wasn't good. Still, the 2016 Notre Dame offense, even though the team went 4-8, their offense was still top 50 in basically all categories, especially the ones that I care about, which are yards per play and yards per pass attempt. So even the year that Denbrock didn't call the plays, the offense was still okay. It wasn't as good as it was in 2016, but still. Denbrock's really good. I know it's not sexy. It's not Joe Brady. He's not young. He's got the most basic name in the world, Mike Denbrock. He sounds like an attorney. And you're an attorney. You got a cool name, Larry Guy. Larry Guy. But still, I think you're an attorney. I don't know. If you are Larry, good luck with your practices. Still, Mike Denbrock's really good. I don't think Dan Mullen's going to be the guy. Let's check on the Dan Mullen poll. God, this is interesting. I did not think this would be that close. It's 60-40 right now. Jay Abide wants me to do more EPL. It's kind of weird. I got all this football stuff and I wear an EPL hat. I love it. Oh, man. No, Denbrock's really good, right? He's not Dan Mullen's ceiling. He's still good, right? So, yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, Dan Mullen is the best play caller that is unemployed right now. Once again, you don't know what Dan Mullen's mental state is right now. Now, Jay Abide, I would happily talk some Spurs. I've even gotten to see Spurs practice. I've gotten to meet Gareth Bale. I would happily talk some Spurs. But number one, you didn't super chat. And number two, your avatar is just the letter J. You guys drive me nuts, right? Look at Kenneth. Look at Kenneth right here. Look at the smiles. Look at King Tut. Look at that. He's wearing the sunglasses. His significant other's driving. I love it. Titus, even though you're showing Liverpool love and we're going after Erling Haaland, I don't know how to change it. Well, I'm about to say something that's going to make the people that actually sign my paychecks happy. Google it. I hope the powers that be saw it. Google it. That'll show them. It is interesting, though, right? That Florida got Jack Miller, right? Reed's not in here tonight, which is shocking. Reed's been here for like 30 straight live chats. Reed was like saying Jack Miller is the next Joe freaking Burrow. Jack Miller goes to Florida. So not only does Corey Raymond go to Florida, 2 Ohio State quarterback transfers go to Texas and Florida, the two programs that aren't even in our own division that LSU fans hate the most. Chief said, Spurs, I'm out. Huh? Yeah. Well, when you bring up Spurs, people are like, wait, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Chase, part of the Booger Band Club. Chase, I got some new merch out. You're going to love it. Spurs, Duncan, Ginobili, Parker. In that order? Really? It's actually Duncan, then probably Iceman Gervin, then Robinson, then Boris Diaw, then Bruce Bowen, then Spurs legend Tracy McGrady, then it's Ginobili and Parker. Kidding. It's Power Hour SEC. I love it, man. I freaking love it. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, yes, Dev. I just skip over Kawhi like that. Boris Diaw. There you go. Pop loved those Europeans, man. He freaking loved Europeans. Kobe owned all of them. No. Derek Fisher owned all of them. Get it right. No, Dan Mullen. Come on. What's up, Kaiser? Kaiser's a Man U fan, I believe. It's good to see you. Big Al was in here a little bit earlier. His wife's a little under the weather. Perkins will be a Tiger. Mickey 007, I will James Bond your rear end if this doesn't happen. Don't get my hopes up here. Don't do it. So this chat kind of became an NBA and EPL, which I love. I should do an NBA and EPL channel. Very similar in some aspects. But we move on. Let's see here. Perkins should make a Patreon. They're working on it with the Gordon guy, who has a billboard everywhere in Louisiana. Shout out to Gordon. Gordon needs to sponsor PHL. Gordon or my guy Morris Bart. I've met both of them, by the way. Very interesting. They smell like lawyers, right? I'm kidding. I don't even know if that makes any sense. Yeah, Matthew, I won't do SEC stuff on here, right? I would just start something new. We'll talk a little bit about this. Riley, I love your photo too. Baker being let go was surprised me. Look, here's the hard thing about it. If you're a linebacker position coach, is a lot of defensive coordinators are also linebacker coaches. So, yeah, I mean, that just comes with it, right? And I think Blake also knew that as well. I know there's rumors for him potentially getting a DC job somewhere. I don't know what his next move is, but his resume is pretty good, right? So, yeah, we'll see. Why aren't we going after Zach Evans? We could be. You don't know. Especially now with Gibbs off the board. I would like to see LSU get a portal running back. It's kind of weird right? And we discussed this a little bit. I didn't. You could tell when I was pumping up Jay Hill, like he's a very humble guy, right? Like he said, look, I knew I was good, but I always, kept myself in check. And Frank Wilson did a good job of that as well. So the first thing is, Frank Wilson is just the best running back coach ever at LSU, right? He was just excellent. There's no other way around it. Whether it was Fournette or someone like Stephen Ridley, he was just a beast. Now, as far as our running back room now, let me ask you guys this. Do you think LSU, Leonard, you're a lawyer as well. I freaking love it, man. I freaking love it. I love it. Leonard, I just love this photo, man. The smiles, everything here is just phenomenal. Freaking love it. I love it. All the super dads out there. I don't care if this makes me look stupid. Super dads. Love it. Lil Height, what's good, man? A lot of Harold Perkins chatter. We talked about him. My guy Roby, one of the heads of the PHL Mobile chapter, along with Jared. Big Al holding it down in North Alabama. No, Perkins is very much in the running for LSU. He would play a lot more early as well. But yeah, Logan Diggs has already shot down him coming back to LSU or coming back to Louisiana. I know a lot of you asked me about that as well. Logan Diggs, who was a 3-star out of Rummel, is going to stay at Notre Dame. I think Gibbs was always going to Bama, all right? He was on LSU's radar coming out of high school. I think I said it on a live stream at the time. He was my RB1 in that class. Like his tape was phenomenal. Freaking nominal. I don't think TDP's coming back either, guys. So let me ask you guys this. Let's just say John Emery's a part of the room next year. Do you think LSU needs to go after a transfer portal running back? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Okay. With Kiner, Goodwin, Emery, and Bradford currently in our room. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Okay. Does LSU need to go get a transfer portal running back? Okay. Kaiser, one that's along below 7. Johnny, you've loved Kiner before you even stepped foot. I love it. Not if they signed Citizen or ETN. Okay. The unknown is scary. It's true. Danny's missing the film studies. You know what's funny? I have an LSU Texas A&M film study that I never released because of everything that's happened. Let's go here. I led our last live stream with this topic. Okay. I don't want to spend too much time on it because it is very subjective, right? Obviously, the Gordon McKernan, the lawyer, went on Jordy's show this morning and said, look, he's going to do his part. Do I think LSU is falling behind on the NIL race? Maybe, because Texas A&M's pockets are so deep. and we have so much money allocated to coaching staffs and a lot of fluctuation. Maybe. Do I really think, though, that Alabama was able to dish out a significant amount of money to Shaz Preston, Kendrick Law, and Aaron Anderson that LSU simply couldn't match? No, I just don't think that. I have a tough time believing that LSU didn't make some type of monetary push to get a Shaz Preston or whoever. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. None of us really do, right? Uh, Now, there are reports out there that maybe there was an NIL issue with our good friend Eli Ricks. And look, Sting made a lot of money off NIL, and Ricks didn't have the same amount of deals. I'd feel a little jilted as well about that. But still, I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. I'll tell you this. I wish I was in a position to give Kayshawn $100,000 so he can play next year. So yeah, Cliff. I wish Cliff was in here now because Cliff actually, has some insight on what actually happened with Eli Ricks. But still, Ed's a big Corey Kiner guy. He does run really hard. He is very fun to watch. So yeah, let me ask you guys this. I'll go ahead and look at this, Riley. You're always supporting me as well. I was checking on the the damn Mullen question. Yeah, I guarantee you LSU will find a blocking tight end in the portal. Dang, Denbrock barely beat out Mullen. I guess because Mullen is a name. Very interesting. I should be going to the Texas Bowl. I should be. Let's see. They don't get reps. Not everybody gets reps, Ed. They just don't. People, it isn't about just the money. It's freaking Alabama. Let's face it. If you want to stand out and win awards and be noticed, not on a losing team, I think it's part of that as well. I mean, it's right on the money here. Look, if you're Shaz Preston, you know who your offensive coordinator is. If you're Kendrick Law, you know who your offensive coordinator is. If you're Aaron Anderson, you know who your OC is, right? You know your quarterback's going to be in year one if you're able to get on the field. Plus, they have a Heisman Trophy winner, a wide receiver. So, let's not act like Bama is just, nothing, right? Or even Texas A&M, right? All these schools have nice facilities, right? I know the dream is to play for LSU. Everyone around you is telling you to go to LSU. But sometimes players just want to get out and go do something else. So we'll see. Wonder how Cole Taylor fits in a Brian Kelly offense. And Danielle, as always, thank you for the super chat. Going to the Haley Christmas gift fund. I love it. As an Aggie fan, I sure hope Mullen doesn't go to LSU. He may not be the best head coach, but he can run an offense. Wonder how Cole Taylor fits in a Brian Kelly offense. I don't. You guys don't like criticizing players, but Cole Taylor has a lot to work on. Kobe thinks K1 is gone because of NIL deals. I think Kayshawn returns. Eli could be NIL related. We are behind. LSU has put better receivers in the NFL than Bama. I agree with that, but Bama's also put a lot of receivers in the NFL as well. So Josh, welcome to the channel. I would push back on this. I think Brian Kelly's been on pretty much every national show. He was on the Dan Patrick Show. I believe he was on The Herd. He did an interview with Reese Davis. Yeah, he's been everywhere, right? Plus, the national media makes a mockery out of him every day. So, I mean, that's more national than a national radio appearance. Let's see. Berkman, welcome back. Oh, JT Daniels. Yeah, I don't know what's happening there. I couldn't tell you. Let's see. Kind of off topic, but I haven't heard many people talking about LSU's wide receiver courts talk about Devonta Lee. He seemed to be reliable in the red zone for contested catches. Yeah, I like D. Lee. I like his story. Obviously, switching around positions didn't help his development. But right now, this is what you'd have to answer. Is Devonta Lee better than Kayshawn? No. Is he better than Jack? No. Is he better than BTJ? No. Is he better than Malik? No. So he's already out of the rotation just with those top four guys. Is he better than Dre? Absolutely not. No. So he's out of the top five there. Okay. Now, would you rather take Landon Ibieta or Devonta Lee? I'd probably take Ibieta, right? So that's 6 players. It's just a harsh reality. If you're going to play wide receiver at LSU, you got to be undeniably good. And Devonta Lee is really solid. He fell victim to some really bad Max Johnson throws this year, in particular against Arkansas, where he beat an all-SEC corner on 2 plays in a row, and Max missed him both times for huge, huge throws. So, yeah, it's just, man, it's not anything against him. He could go to Mississippi State or any other SEC school. Well, not any other, but a lot of SEC schools, a lot of ACC schools, and put up 30, 40, 50 catch seasons. But, it's so hard to play wide receiver here. Will Wade is a GOAT. He's pretty good. Yeah, I was kind of shocked by this, Carvis. I don't know why he didn't try and carve out a niche at tight end. I thought that would have been a better course of action. All right, Kaiser. Kaiser's new to the channel. LSU has solid wide receivers, but LSU needs Cristiano Ronaldo level explosive playmakers. Ryan Giggs and Paul Scholes level explosive playmakers for you Man United fans out there, including Kaiser. Kayshawn's the best deep threat in the country. Jack Bash isn't going to run past people, but at the same time, he's really good after the catch. He runs very violent. He gets open a lot. I think BTJ has what it takes to be a deep option. Once again, as a true freshman, there was a 50-50 ball he could have made against Arkansas. Those reps come with time. But yeah, I would agree with you. I would like to have another guy that can lift the lid off a defense, but it is what it is. Kylian Mbappe. I don't think there's a faster human. Him and Tyreek Hill would be a great race. So I would agree with you. I think KB is our only real deadly deep threat, but there's also just not many of those guys around, right? Alabama's got all these great receivers. Only Jameson Williams, though, can really beat you over the top. There's just not many of them. So I agree with you on that, Kaiser. So, yeah. Where would you start the NIL fund if you were a booster for LSU? It's a good question, Carl. Uh, Quarterback. According to 247, yeah, we touched on it. I think, or have we touched on it? I could see John Trey being the quarterback. I can. Now, can you win a game with that? I think you can against Kansas State, which doesn't have this unbelievably explosive offense, right? So, yeah, I think John Trey can find a way to get it done. We need another Trendon Holiday. That would be nice. Trendon was a very, very, very good football player. He actually had more carries. What's going on here? I'm trying to relax some of your Kenny Chesney hits. 2 or 3 not good as one. Always dropping the Kenny Chesney super chats. My DMs keep getting hit up by your female chat friends. Number one, I don't think there's any DMs on YouTube. And number two, I don't think any lady out there that may be watching this right now, I don't think any of them, I don't think they're getting the tingling feeling inside with you dropping Kenny Chesney lyrics, right? I think Kenny Chesney is, he's obviously a good artist, a successful artist, but Kenny Chesney doesn't get the blood flowing, right? Now, if you would have said Luke Bryan, or if you would have said someone like Harry Styles or Tank, then some ladies would be like, ooh, I would love to meet up with 2 or 3 not good as one and slide into his non-existent YouTube DMs and do whatever people do that meet up on YouTube. But still. Happy holidays to you and yours. No, gotta say this. Noel Sylvester. Noel and Max holding down our New York PHL chapters. Can't wait to get back up to New York and hang out with you guys. It'd be a lot of fun. Noel's also one of the super dads on this channel. Shout out to him. His son is always watching our film studies. Noel will send me Instagrams of his son watching my film studies on the iPad. Not gonna lie, it's like one of the coolest things that happened to me in my career. So thank you so much, Noel. I really do appreciate it. Kenny Chesney is great. Didn't you say you're a Texas A&M fan? That would make sense, Kurt. I've seen Kenny Chesney, though, in Tiger Stadium. When I was still doing country music, they would send me to the concerts, Bayou Country Superfest, and cover those concerts. Chris Stapleton, my guy. Because you're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You know what's funny? Is Chris Stapleton is this all-time great songwriter, and his most famous song is not one of his own. I think who was the first? Tennessee Whiskey was done by 3 different artists. I think it was it George Jones? And no, it wasn't George Jones. It was 2 other artists who did it before Stapleton. I don't remember. I don't cover country anymore. Danielle, okay. So for those that are from Are You Serious Sports, I'm not lying. Every time Danielle's in here, guys are shooting their shot. They always are, right? Danielle is married. She already said that earlier. But people still go after Danielle. Danielle, there's some thirsty dudes in here. Thirsty. Don't take this dream from Matt O'Dowd. man. Was it George Jones? It was George Jones. Yes, it was Coe and then George Jones, right? That's crazy, right? Stapleton, like this legendary songwriter, and his most famous song isn't one that he wrote. Was Coe? Happy birthday to Carvis. There you go. Carvis, 19 years young. There you go, Carvis. I'm kidding. Congratulations, Carvis. One of our many actually, I think you're the only PhD student that watches this channel. Current PhD student. I love it, man. Exactly. See, there you go. See, this is just a very nice thing. But every guy in here has got to be like, oh, man, I gotta try and get with Danielle because, you know, she's married and there's no way to chat on YouTube, but I'm just going to make it public. Ryan, I love it. I need some water. Ryan's getting after it. What's up, Doc? Good to see you, man. PhD. Boom. Huh? That's good. Happy birthday to Carvis. Good to see you, man. Holding it down in Florida. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of people saying Sam Cooke. I just don't I don't know anything about Sam Cooke. I know very little about country since I've been out of it now for I think 3 years. So yeah. It's from football knowledge. They thirst. It's true. It's true. Got to get them Texas Bowl tickets. If I set up an event the night before, is everyone going the day of? Because I'd love to set up and do something the night before. Because, you know, on game days, you know, everyone does their own thing. Once again, I don't know anything about Sam Cooke. So I don't know if he's country or not. I think he was just mentioning an artist. I don't know. Haley, all she does is music, right? I don't know a whole lot about music. I just don't. Like, I know some, but yeah, like I just Poppy, love it. Welcome to the channel, man. This channel came a long way. I remember watching you on Chat Sports. Shout out to Yoder and the crew over at Chat. Also, something else. Yoder, his Michigan Wolverines in the college football playoff. That's the thing. APM kick, a lot of driving. Yeah, once again, I don't. The thing that I saw that was very funny in music was someone tweeted out a clip of Teddy Pendergrass singing, and they said if you watch Teddy Pendergrass sing without the volume on, it looks like he's doing stand-up comedy with how relaxed he was and how much he smiled. Matthew, there you go. It's yours. You're the PHL Minneapolis, Minnesota chapter president. What's funny, Matthew, is one of my closest friends in media. Well, two of my closest friends in media. My friend Hobie RT. I haven't talked to Hobie in quite some time. One of my closest friends. He's Fox 9. And one of my closest friends in media, the absolutely wonderful Tatum Everett. She is the Minnesota Vikings official reporter. Like, she works with the team. So, yeah, I got a lot of friends up there in Minneapolis. Tatum's the absolute best. I think she's one of the most I think I'm just blown away by this. But Tatum is the absolute best. They slide in my DMs the way Chrissy Teigen was thirsting for someone here. Chrissy Teigen. Oh, yeah, that was. Actually, I have no idea what you're talking about here. I'm trying to think. I think I made a Chrissy Teigen joke on here before. Or I think I did it on Chat Sports. I don't know. Two or three not good as one. I'm happy you're super chatting. I love the Kenny Chesney jokes. Keep super chatting random stuff. It's entertaining. President of the Georgia chapter. I don't know. You and Paris are in Georgia. I haven't seen Paris in quite some time. She's like PHL champion. Master Blaster. Another Avi change. Look at that, man. Look at that smile. Love it. Yeah, so I made a Chrissy Teigen joke at Chat Sports. I remember that joke. A lot of people thought it was really funny. I thought it was really lame. I don't even remember what I said. I'm shocked that you remembered that. I was like, wait, what is the Chrissy Teigen thing? And it was like just some throwaway line. It wasn't even like all that creative. I don't know where Paris is. I think you guys tweeted the exact same thing. Haley's on the way. Tony, the Master Blaster. There you go, Tony. I see you, man. Z-Baby's driving home. So I'm really excited. And Haley is going to break my heart and let me know that Teddy isn't coming. So Teddy is another dog that belongs to my Alabama family. And I'm hoping that when Haley comes into the house, she's bringing two dogs in here because I freaking love Teddy. Teddy's like one of my favorite dogs of all time. Master Blaster, absolutely gorgeous wife. Thank you as always for all your support. I know, Danielle. So we also have Katie. She super chat as well. I don't know where Katie's been. She was our first super chatter, I think, on a live stream last week. We do have, quite a few female viewers. Like YouTube sends me like the demographics of like of the analytics and all that stuff, right? I haven't looked at it in a while. Mary's in here. She's in this Mississippi. She was in our last chat. So yeah, Haley's in here with you. Backing you up. I see you, man. Everyone changing up the avatars tonight. I love it. Okay, Ryan. You're Ryan is really trying, okay? Ryan's really going after it. Even though even though Danielle has stated 1,000 times and she always jokes about it. And it's funny, the thirstiest guy that watches our stuff, Mick, isn't even in here tonight. Mick just gets after it. Right? So, Ryan, you've tried your shot. Danielle's not interested. I'll speak on behalf of Danielle. And honestly, don't even go for it. Not even. I'm not trying to get hey a good Christmas gift. Hey, not Haley. Haley, your name is Haley on the avatar, so people are going to call you your name. But if you want to be called hey, we'll call you hey. All right. For a while, though, I thought you were really going after it. Danielle is a wonderful commenter, but happily married. My husband and Mick would. Glenn Campbell, I love it. R.I.P. to the GOAT, one of the GOATs. But in the last 5 years, Glenn Campbell's died, Randy Travis, Merle died as well, right? I couldn't tell you. But yeah, we do need more women in here. Johnny Cash, FTW. Now I asked Tatum to come on the stream. She's phenomenal, and she gets to interview like Patrick Peterson. So cool. I hope the team doesn't underestimate K-State. True. They got some good players. Deuce Vaughn's a really good running back for them. And yeah, there's no other way around it. They got some good football players. Charlie Pride. Yeah, Charlie's also died in the last 5 years. Charlie's huge, right? They have some really cool stuff on him in the Country Music Hall of Fame. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, I agree with this, Danielle. It's good to see more women getting coaching opportunities, right? So you had the first women official lead position coaches in the NFL happen, this week. So that's obviously good. That's obviously good. Miles for Heisman. That is true. Glenn Campbell from Arkansas. Johnny Cash from Arkansas. A lot of people in here showing some love for Johnny Cash. We've talked, top 5 hip hop artists. I remember a few weeks ago we were talking about Zero, but tonight, we're talking about country stars. Yeah, Charlie Daniels not too long ago either. A lot of legends. Yeah, that's true. We got a lot of Roll Tiders. Oof. If they bring up Eli Ricks to me, I'll cry. I'll cry. 'Cause you're a smooth Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet. Tavion Falk, Matt O'Dowd could be the next Kurt Warner. Let's go. I love it, Danielle. I love it. I would like. You guys know how I feel about it. The next Baker Mayfield. I listen to Carter and Honky Tonk Country. That honky tonk, but don't get off. Yeah, two completely different genres. For sure. with a walk-on QB. Let's go. Let's go. I love it. I love it. Six-year Joe Burrow. I also got some sad news today. I was told, so I was able to get a really rare Jeremy Hill card for cheap, and I was told that it was supposed to be shipped today, and it didn't come today. I was going to show it off here, but that sucks. New country is not country. And you know that debate. If you're a country music fan, you know that debate. I'm not. I mean, I like some of it. I mean, but yeah, I mean, it's just two completely different things. All right, Carvis, one of our many super dads. Keep up the good work with the PhD stuff. And one more time, round of applause for Carvis celebrating another birthday. There you go, Carvis. I appreciate you so much. Let's go. Stadium Country. What's up, Baron? Welcome to the channel. Look at that. Good family photo here. Universal. What? Grant, there was a Landon Ibieta Love Fest earlier, and you weren't a part of it. Let's go. All right, Baron. I got to say this as well. All right. Did you know, Baron? All right. So everyone, welcome Baron to the channel. We had a lot of good first-timers in here. We also had a lot of viewers from Are You Serious? I was on Blake's show tonight. He's going to be on our show in a few weeks. We had a lot of viewers jump over from there to here. So welcome to all our Are You Serious fans in this thing. So Baron Blackwell, did you know you shared the same last name with one of the greatest offensive linemen in LSU history, Will Blackwell? I would call Will a friend. He's more of an acquaintance, but talk to Will a few times every year. He's just a phenomenal guy. So you share the same last name as Will Blackwell, but just as important for our few, we have a lot of NBA fans in here. We got in a fight earlier about the all-time best Spurs. But Banger, did you know you shared the same first name as the most underrated New Orleans basketball player ever, Baron freaking Davis, B. Diddy. Warriors legend, Baron Davis. B. Diddy, baby. That's one of my dad's favorite players. Freaking loved Baron Davis. And Baron, you share that cool thing. Baron Blackwell. That just rolls off the tongue so well. Baron Blackwell. Got a lovely photo of the family. Freaking love it. That makes me feel warm inside. Shout out to Baron Blackwell. All the super dads in here. Do it again. Super dad. Let's go. Let's go. Electric Grid. Another first timer. Thought LSU was getting Jahmyr Gibbs. Nick is on fire. So, Electric Grid's also got a fire avatar. Got the Chicago Bulls hat on. Okay? Did you know the greatest defensive guard of all time played for the Chicago Bulls? Right? Did you know that? And no, it's not Michael Jordan. It's Alex Caruso. He'll lock you up, baby. You feel like you're dribbling inside of a phone booth when Caruso locks you down. And rarely will you see me shout out a Texas A&M Aggie. But Caruso locks you up. That dude can play some defense. I mean, goodness gracious. Why did Texas A&M not ask him to play corner? Like, for real. Could you imagine like a 6'5" corner? Alex Caruso is insane. He's insane on defense. Insane. Is he not? Is he not, Electric Grid? Is he not? Caruso is a freaking beast on defense. And the Lakers just let him walk, and they can't guard a lick. Let's go, Seth. Seth changed the photo. I love it. And it's the family at Tiger Stadium. We got some good seats here too. I like it. Let's go. I know, Grant. But B. Diddy, someone mentioned the dunk over Karolinko. Ant, who has like your sports knowledge, Ant, it's just ridiculous. You know, like, you probably know everything to know about croquet. Like, you just know every single sport out there. Yeah, I know, Danielle, for sure. I'm telling you, dude, they just lock everything up. Also, I got to say this. As much as I love Mike the Tiger, I love Mike the Tiger. Benny the Bull is the best mascot in professional sports. Benny the Bull is the funniest, most energetic mascot on the planet. But anyway, we're at the 2-hour mark. Once again, we'll go off the rails. We kind of went off the rails a little bit more today than normal. It's Christmas. Why not? So here's what we'll do. I'll answer as many questions as I possibly can in the next 5 minutes. But if you guys want to keep the LSU chat going, the random chat going, if you want to super chat and talk NBA, I'll do it. If you want to super chat and talk NFL, I'll do it. If you want to talk about football cards, a viewer of my football card podcast sent me this super rare Tyrann Mathieu card for Christmas. He bought it and sent it to me. It's very rare. It's a 1 of 1. The Philly Fanatic, so great. It's funny, Danielle. I keep up with the NBA. It's just not really my thing. It was in the 90s. Universal or Disney? Good question here. I've never been to either. I guess, Grant, you're at a theme park, right? So Universal Studios versus Disney. I've never been to either. Okay. Electric Grid. There probably is some smoke to this. I don't think Kayshawn's going anywhere. Now, Universal or Disney? I would guess Disney would be better. I don't know. I've never. The only theme parks I've been to is Six Flags, right? I don't know if that. I don't know. I've been to Six Flags, I think 3 or 4 times. Never been to Universal or Disney. Maybe someone else can answer this. I also, I don't know. Universal or Disney? I wish I could answer that. I really wish. I do have a Cash App. There you go, right there. And Electric Grid, you get to pick the next topic. Plus, I think this is the first time you've been in the chat, so you're a first timer. Barron hasn't said anything since the Will Blackwell Baron Davis thing, so I hope I hope Barron. I hope he doesn't have beef with Will Blackwell if they're maybe distant cousins and they don't like each other. So yeah. So There it is right there, Electric Grid, Carter the Power. That is also my Venmo. Here's someone that has cash at me plenty of times. Dwayne, good to have you, man. What's good to see you, Dwayne? I love it. By the way, Dwayne, also a top avatar. Look at the matching outfits here. Absolutely love it. Oh, you're a Bama fan. But I love the way you break things down. There you go. We were talking about this earlier. It is unbelievable how many Bama fans we have that watch our channel. I don't know if that says anything about me, but this is how I've always felt about this is how I've always felt about SEC fandom, right? We all have stupid things about our universities, right? Like we just do, right? Bama has the Rammer, Jammer, Yellow Hammer thing. No, that's Ole Miss. Bama, whatever. Or is that Bama? My brain is fried right now. Ole Miss has Hottie Toddy and Bama's Rammer Jammer. That's right. And LSU, we have STTDB, which is kind of cool, but also kind of vulgar. And then Arkansas has a Woo Pig. So look, we all have these crazy things that are ridiculous, but at the same time, really cool. And I appreciate all fans that come in here. The one thing I hate it when LSU fans do this to other channels. I just don't like trolls. Like I don't know. I just can't get with the troll thing. Hey, bud. Hey, read your snap, okay? Have we talked about Dabo's comments because his empire has crumbled? Oh, Danielle, the husband would appreciate that, I think. I'll see, baby. But yeah, I love breaking things down, man. It's my favorite thing to do. I just love it. I know Danielle wants more film breakdowns. I know a few of you are probably missing it. Once again, part of the reason why I'm not doing the film breakdowns is it takes a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it takes a lot of time. I'm able to get through it since I've done so many, but sometimes there's some concepts you don't understand. So then I have to reach out to a coach I may or may not know. So yeah, we'll do more film studies. Have you talked about Dabo's comments because his empire has crumbled? Dabo's going to Dabo, right? Dabo's always going to say this or that. I will say this. And this may not get me 1,000 likes. It might lose me a few subscribers. But Cade Klubnik is really good. And they got him, all right? He is a big-time quarterback recruit. I think he's better than Ewers. You know, I got to swallow my pride here. I think Walker Howard is really good. I do think Walker Howard's a little underrated. And I know he's a 5-star, but I do think Walker Howard's really special. Obviously, health is a concern. Height, yeah, I don't think that's a concern. I think some people have brought it up. Just because he's not as tall as the other QB prospects doesn't mean a daggum thing. Bryce Young's not tall. Russell Wilson's not tall. The greatest quarterback ever to ever play for the Saints wasn't tall. Kyler Murray's not tall. He's been the best quarterback in the NFL when he's healthy this year. So Klubnik's really good, and they're going to win because of that. I just once again, some people think Klubnik's overrated because of the program he plays at. Once again, that's still the highest level of Texas high school football. Westlake and Austin. And Klubnik dominated. He dominated. So they run a favorable offense. It's a little gimmicky. They're obviously really well coached, the Dodges and all that stuff, but still Westlake's a beast and Klubnik's really good. I do think he's good. We'll see. We'll see if it was him or the offense. See here, Doug Flutie. Yeah, Doug Flutie as well. It's a good one there, JJ. Well, all right, guys. This was a lot of fun. Electric Grid. I hope you got my Cash App. I appreciate all your donations. Once again, this is absolutely phenomenal. We did our deep dive. I didn't get to Mike Denbrock's advanced statistics. This was interesting, right? Mike, welcome. Luther Burden is like really good. Like, I saw someone compare him to Jamar Chase, and then I watched his film, and I was like, or no. They compared him to Kayshawn, and I was like, God, they're pretty similar. They are. Luther Burden's for real. I just hope they have a QB that can throw it to him. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. And once again, our next live stream will be Thursday. The great Van Lathan will join us. This guy's won an Oscar. This guy's interviewed the biggest celebrities on the planet Earth. And his media career is legit crazy. Minneapolis chapter. Matthew, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate you. And we will talk to you soon. It is Pow Out LSU bomb. Ooh. I think we're doing some. Think about to get into some Oreos. We have time to break down Denbrock. I'll do it just for you, Jared. Okay, we're not signing off. You know, whenever I sign off, I want to hurry up and get off of here. So I'll go ahead and show you these numbers real quick because Jared is like, we have to all admit, Jared's probably like top 5 PHLer. So here you go. Here are the numbers I did on Denbrock here. So as you can see here, once again, yard per play numbers, that's pretty good, right? So this is him with, oh, you want to do it tomorrow? Okay. Jared's ready to go to bed. Okay, so here's the Denbrock's numbers really quickly. As you can tell, yard per play numbers are pretty good, especially obviously in recent years. And his Notre Dame yard per play numbers were also really good as well. All right, guys. We'll see you soon. Boom. Let's go.